Okay, let's talk about how to deal with stubborn employees towards safety rules. But first of all, before we get into this, let's talk about the stubborn guy who smokes inside a vessel that is being repaired. So there's this guy who doesn't really value safety rules in our company. When the safety officer says no smoking on the vessel and it's written that there should be no smoking on the vessel. This is a diamond mining vessel, just TBS Mafuta. So this guy keeps smoking on the vessel, but he forgets to understand it's on its own risk. Have a conversation with them, acting like you agree and understand, but give them a room to prove themselves wrong. You have to be skillful with this, you have to be tactical with this because, most guys who work on vessels and construction companies are addicts. They smoke, they drink, they're not always maybe sober, even though you have times when, even though in the morning they have to blow and make sure they are sober before getting into the gate. But that's not 100% reliable, and most of the time they have this attitude ingrained in them, like this behavior towards safety, that is not abiding to the rules, and they don't really care. They have that very stubborn and rebellion behavior. How do you deal with that as a safety officer? Me working on the side as a fireman, I'm always watching and studying the safety officers, how they deal with stuff like this. So the way that I see people, the safety officer deal with stubborn employees, having conversations with them. Some conversations end up in chaos. Some conversations end up in convincing the worker that they were wrong and they actually changed their mind. And that's those are the kind of safety officers that I respect, because most of the time these workers are very hard to convince because they know what is right but they still do what is wrong. So how do you convince people like that? The key is just questioning them and finding where they come from. Like, questioning them instead of telling them, hey, you're not supposed to do this and do that. Just tell them, hey, you are doing this, and how do you think this is helpful? Do you think it's harmful? How do you think this is gonna result to? Maybe it's an experienced worker, and look at what he's doing. Just by him smoking will make room for other people to start smoking. Now, I mean, the new employees will see a reason to start smoking. So it's just about painting the picture for them instead of just painting everything on them. Painting the picture and allowing them to zoom out and see the pitfalls or the negative sides of what they're doing, the consequences of what they're doing. For example, a guy deliberately refuses to wear a face shield while using a grinder. You know, this is something really silly because, if first of all, if you have cases like this in your company, it means your safety culture is completely crap. It's your safety culture is bizarre, and this is what's happening in some of the companies I've been working by, bro. I've been working in companies which have a very, very dangerous safety culture. Not even bad, but safety culture which is very poor. People go home with sparks in their eyes from using a grinder every single day. People spend time in the hospitals multiple days a month, multiple days a week, just because of work and safety culture which is neglected. Work Safety procedures that are neglected at work, and they are facing the consequences, but they don't still change their mind, bro. Even though they go through the pain of dealing with all these injuries and incidents and accidents that they happen to fall for. So it's all about the behavior, the attitude, the mindset of the worker. If he's in a good state of mindset, then yeah. And also sometimes it's not only about the worker, it's not only about him doing what he's doing, because maybe he's going through something from home. You must think about the mental health and stress that people go through on a daily basis. Maybe he come from home stressed up from his wife or his children or his family. Maybe he lost someone. So this is stuff which really affect the health and safety culture in the workplace. And as a safety officer, it's your duty to Make sure you close all these gaps because there's only so much you can do, but there's also so much you can do because if you actually understand and you're willing, you're open to learn from where the person is coming from and keep painting the picture consistently with persistently, then you will win at least one person. And once you win one person, you win two, you win three, and out of a sudden you have a very strong safety culture in your workplace. Talk to them with conviction, not anger. When you talk to people, like calling people out, it's nice for you to talk with boldness, with conviction, instead of anger. Because once you get angry, you're losing yourself. You're no longer yourself. That's one thing you should understand. Once you're happy, you're no longer yourself. You're losing yourself. People can influence you to take certain decisions. That's the same as anger. So don't get angry. Don't get emotional. Speak with conviction. Do it like it's your sacred duty to perform it, and just put anger away, man. Once you see that you're getting angry, stay quiet and listen more. And first of all, it's very important for you to listen more than you speak. Listen more. So it's like you're diagnosing. Think about when you go to hospital when you're sick. Do you just go to the hospital and the doctor start giving you stuff and telling you many things? No, the doctor asks you, how are you feeling? What's wrong with you? What's the part of your body that is painful? How are you feeling? And you have headache? Do you check your temperature? That's what you should do to the people who are breaking the rules, or just the workers on site when you're trying to sell them an idea of a certain workplace procedure. That's the way you should sell the idea, by diagnosing. Because the same work with sales. If you don't consult the customer, how are you gonna know what the beliefs the person needs to break before buying a certain product or service? There's different ways to explain this, but it's all about you not over talking with through emotions or anger, but with more conviction and assurance in the truth you're about to sell to the person. So make them self destroy by calling them out in a persuasive manner. So it's all about psychology here, because you have to you have to keep the boldness, you have to keep it professional, but at the same time, be persuasive. Don't be just like an authority like most people view safety officers. Don't just be an authority, be a persuasive authority who people will be open to sharing stuff with, and people will be able to get convinced. Because if you're not persuasive, then you'll find it very, very difficult to work in complex organizations dealing with different kind of workers coming from different backgrounds. So finish with an action plan with either giving a warning or upfront validation. So if the person agrees with you and you see that you need to give a warning on, or the person disagrees, and no matter what, you need to give a warning, it's a very severe incident and this is very bad, you have to give the warning, bro. No, not bro. You have to give the warning, because if you hold it back, then it will keep happening, and the safety culture and organization will be ruined. So you have to give the warning when necessary. You have to put people in their places, and if you see someone doing something really good and is following the rules, give him validation, encourage him, give him something, reward him, just do something. Just make sure you're staying professional, no matter how many no matter how much you try to adjust the safety culture. Make sure you're staying professional, because that's what's going to keep you and your organization ahead of the game when it comes to following safety cultures and procedures. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you out.